Hello, everybody. Welcome to the June 2021 Q&A. Interesting vibe in here. We just spent the last, 10 minutes talking about pro wrestling?
John Cena specifically.
Was good.
Number one on Make-A-Wish.
Sure about that, yeah.
650 plus Make-A-Wishes.
Yeah.
From John Cena. Shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Cena on frame strap. Let's make
we're also, we're having weird issues with old tech and figuring out new tech.
Also talking about Madison Clark on Fear the Walking Dead.
Madison Clark
Yeah.
That was a much
knows her
longer
way around a spoon.
actually.
Let me tell you. Our first question comes in from Alexander Zirnov. Hello, Alex.
People are saying John Cena like the years.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out to John
I was
Cena.
like, wait, there's levels and stuff. How are you not hearing anything?
Yeah.
Shout out to Alexander Zirnov, who writes, "Hello, allies. If you could have any non-special video game power in your real life, which ones would you pick? By non-special, I mean a power that you generally don't think about because it's just a normal aspect of numerous video games. For example, being able to instantly heal any wounds with a syringe, not having to sleep, eat, or go to the bathroom. That would be nice. Being able to carry hundreds of items in your pockets, even if you're naked. Knowing the name of a person you're speaking to. Having an ordinary weapon floating behind your back without any physical contact with your body." These are just examples you can pick.
Or shield.
Any non-special power. You have something else in mind. I
going
get
in
you.
Double jump.
Double jump is nice.
Double jump's
That's
great.
a great one,
Dude,
Jones.
fast travel.
Fast travel's pretty. Yeah.
Fast
Reloading
travel's
your
That's-
save.
Oh,
Does that
yeah.
Redo.
also-
Saves coming life.
Also, like no sleep. You know, like 99% of games, like the character's not gonna pass out sleeping. Ratchet's just gonna stand there the entire time. If you will leave, you got to worry about your console and not the character.
Well, also when you do
just not
when
needing
you do
to sleep,
though,
pretty nice.
you just fade to black. You don't
Like
have to
even-
worry about like somebody making noise in the middle of the night.
Even something as deep as Cyberpunk, like there's no sleep meter, right? Like you don't get tired. You know, so like, I've been up for 4 days.
There are
Like, there's
definitely
no-
games that do it.
Yeah, but I think a very small percentage.
Your quick save one made me think just patches. You know, just imagine if you could constantly get better.
Yeah, it's like
Super
Matrix,
patch.
dude.
Yeah.
Jack me in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a power to have a lack of smell in certain situations?
Whoa.
Like you definitely like can enjoy smells, but there are definitely places where you don't want that.
Totally, dude.
If you're gonna be traveling through certain places.
My wife's parents used to call her a bloodhound because her nose is like, she has pretty bad vision, but her smell is like on point. So really good smells, but also
Yeah.
really bad smells.
Being able to just like have an item by just like moving it toward my pants, like I have it now, you know, or just like putting the old behind the camera, like all right, just put that that bazooka in my back pocket.
Totally.
That'd be nice.
I wish earning money in real life was as easy as it is in a video game.
Grind
Dude,
it
no,
out.
I just did my favorite example of that in Fable. There's a game at the beginning that's just memory.
Yeah.
It's like there's not blackjack. It's literally just like paired up these cards.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I never played Legendary Edition. It was like $10 on Steam. I'm like, all right.
Sick.
And like, so I
Jolly.
get past the tutorial, and like every time I replay Fable, I just run to the and then spend like an hour, and I have like 30,000 gold. Like, I get back to like the town I'm from, like, and just I buy everything. Buy like the restaurant, buy like all the houses.
Love it.
The blacksmithing in Fable is weirdly satisfying, and it's just so simple.
That's very hit or miss.
Dude, I gotta play Fable
Role-playing
again.
game.
Shit. It's been a minute.
Yeah, Fable.
The fast travel is definitely the one that speaks
That's
to
an
me because
excellent
Yeah.
because like me and my wife are both not from here, and our families are all over the place, and it's like that would be very convenient.
I'm just bad at being on time for things, so I think that fast travel would help me out.
Fast
But
travel.
just like go to my brother's for the weekend, like do a barbecue, and then be home without 12 hours of flights in between.
Yeah, being able to visit Iowa at any point without having to live in Iowa seems dope.
Grab a
Hesperus
quick taco
Tuttle, thank you.
pizza.
Have my taco pizza and go home. Exactly. Yep. Next question comes in from James Davey. Hey allies, I recently finished Days Gone, and it's one of the most conflicting
Sick.
games I've ever played.
Sure.
Yes. Despite how cool the biker aesthetic and combat is, I find that Deacon is one of the most docile and dumb video game protagonists I've come
that's
across
too
in
bad.
ages.
That'll
And
do
the
it for
dialogue
you.
is really bad. I don't know that I agree. I'm not a fan of swear words being dropped over and over again. And every time one drops in Days Gone, I roll my eyes. Even worse is when Deacon says something so predictable and or idiotic that I silently rage at my TV screen. There are many moments during cutscenes where I'm utterly flabbergasted. by what Deacon says. I can't remember the last game I had such an objectionable stance about regarding the protagonist and his/her dialogue.
It's like a showcase post. It's good. We're into it.
I could go on a tirade, but I only have a question to ask and a 200-word limit on here. Thank you for following that. Not everyone does, so thank you. As for the question, what are some of the dumbest characters you've come across in video games? Oh, God.
I will agree with Deacon just in regards to, most specifically, and I said this in the review, that like I'd be fighting things and be like, yeah, I'm completely in control of this combat situation. And he's just like, I'm gonna get you, jerks! I'm
Hell
like,
yeah,
Deacon,
dude.
Just get your cool, dude.
Dude, he's living a traumatic life in a traumatic situation. It made so much sense for him to be like
a 10 out of 10 for 45 hours.
Dude, he mumbles so much too, though. He's always just like calm and mumbling and like, all right, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
All right, you're dead. Like, he has range. Brad and I talk about this all the time because he and I love Deacon St. John. And
like
people do, like, if you don't like Days Gone, chances are you just don't like Deacon, who is the main character. He's the focus of this game. So I feel like if you can't connect to Deacon, like, you're just kind of
I like the story
lukewarm out on Days Gone.
Yeah. I would say Deacon saved the game for me in a lot of ways.
Hell
because
yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
He's really interesting where, like, I feel like they didn't go every direction that like every fucking zombie protagonist always goes, where it's like he's definitely on edge and a little crazy, but they didn't make him fully crazy. And he's a little bit of an edgelord, but he's not. He shows empathy and he breaks down and he lowers his defenses every once in a while. And he's able to form real human connections.
Hell yeah.
You know, and he like grew up in a biker gang, but he's not like needlessly tough in a dumb way.
Totally, dude. Vulnerability.
He like, I like where the game takes place, where it's like, this isn't him, like, reacting to the zombie apocalypse. He's been in this shit for years.
Totally.
And what you're seeing is the result of living in this type of environment for years.
Hell yeah.
I liked him. I like Boomer a lot as well. I don't think every character in Days Gone is good. But
totally.
Those two especially.
And I get not liking Deacon, too. I get that.
What's his wife's name?
I forget, like Rebecca or something.
Oh, it's been so long. I don't remember.
She's pretty bad, but
she doesn't get a lot to do. But
Sarah.
I was trying to think of something. There's got to be JRPG characters.
Yeah, like
Most
this is
of
one of
them.
the worst.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
What was the baby? What was the baby gal
great.
who was like, "Oh, I can do magic"? What was she in? Like, what was that?
Oh, the Trials of Mana.
Trials of Mana. Yeah.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
I've got one. Billy Cohen.
Billy.
Resident Evil 0.
Of course. Oh yeah, Billy Cohen. Well, I was gonna say.
Well-
I was gonna say Code Veronica. What's his name?
Oh no! Don't say it.
No, of course. No,
don't do it.
Like, no, there are people.
He's
there
the
are
worst.
friendships I would break in this community if I even suggested
No,
as much.
I'm sorry, but Steve Bridges
Yeah.
is a
I'm
terrible
just throwing names
character.
out. I'm just
He
throwing
just
names
is.
out.
He's just really bad.
How
Trying to
about
think of like a
Hey, I got
protagonist.
how about
I got
Bad
one.
VO?
I got one.
Good character behind the scenes though, dude. Dad dies, you know.
Yeah.
There's some stuff there.
VO can definitely make or break it. Almost everyone in Far Cry 5 is infuriating.
Yeah.
Like everything they do, you're just like you want to shake them.
I like the mustache, sunglass, the aviator guy who's like, "That's my deputy." Like he was fine, but like, man, all the villains were just like, wow.
Yeah.
I hate all of you.
Yeah. They're not menacing ever.
It was so funny to have. You know, like the three porridges when they went through the villains in Far Cry. You know, like when it was like Vaz. We're like, yeah. It was just like Pagan. Like, yeah. And like this guy. You're like,
not that one. Not that one.
Skip. I hope those chapters are separate, just so everybody. I wonder if they run stats on it. They're like, dude, nobody played it.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Nobody played it. I mean, because it's got to drop, right?
Got
Vaz has got to
to.
be the most played. Then
Yeah.
Hagen's great, but not as much as Vaz.
That'd be so.
I still
funny.
love though the fact that like in that DLC that they've announced, Voss is the guy that they picked because the actual guy above Voss nobody remembers.
Yeah.
Nobody
Forget
I never
knows
played
about.
3. Was 3
Yeah.
on 360?
Voss was like an
Yeah.
Act 1 boss.
Yeah, it was on-
That was
Like,
like
he's
360
not the main
PS3
guy.
era?
Yeah.
I mean, that's 2 gens away. That's kind of cool. Then, like, we'll see Voss and the protagonist of Far Cry 3, I'm assuming, was the guy that grabbed him. Like,
Totally.
cool.
Super cool.
But, yeah, 5 of them. That was conflicting when I reviewed it, because I was like, I had a blast during this whole
Yeah,
game.
fun game.
But never during the story. So I'm like, I don't know what to...
It's funny because I
know
think
what
we
to
do
say
spend a
here.
lot of time shitting on Far Cry 5, and I saw a comment that where they were like, "Oh man, they really hate Far Cry 5." I was like, "No, I actually really like Far Cry
like a
5,
power saving mode
but
or
it has some really dumb aspects.
Because
to
the
it.
story gets in the
right.
way.
Yeah, the
too.
story gets
it gets in the
exactly
way
what it is.
hardcore.
The story gets in the way
Yeah.
of the game.
You
Yes.
cannot ignore it and just go do shenanigans.
Yes.
Like choppers are chasing you down and all this shit, right?
Far Cry
God.
5 has, in a way, I almost admire it, but some of the most aggressive enemy AI ever, where you're like, oh, I'm just gonna go, like, check out this dot on the map, and it feels like you have a battalion chasing after you. It's so crazy. Yeah. Next one comes in from DRD 7 to 14.
Get off the road.
Just says hold, so wasn't able to make it on time. I'm strict. When it gets to 11:59, I
Shout
hit
out to
that
the
button.
holders. Shout out to the holders,
to the
man.
holders. Yeah.
There are, I mean, Ben, there are some times I've gone way past the showcase deadline just to be like, I'm just gonna scoop up a couple extras. I'm just gonna get just to see if I missed anything. There's still some love
holders.
those holders, but
Those
still some people.
Hold.
Like, this post is gonna be great. Just wait. And I'm like, that was 14 hours ago.
Missed it. Missed it.
Next one comes in from Mike Cook 1.
Nice.
Hey, cool dudes and dudette. I'm playing through the entirety of the Resident Evil mainline games. Good decision. I played a handful of them in the past, RE1, 2, 4, and Code Veronica, but since then I've fallen off. This year alone, I have finished 0, Remakes 1, 2, 3, Code Veronica X, 4, 5, Skip 6 to watch a video on that.
Nice.
And now I've started 7. I'm loving my time with them, and I wish I had been there during the Zeitgeist. Although a quick YouTube search of Crazy Allies Resident Evil will get you about 4,000 bits. Mostly showcasing Huber's face in the thumbnail. Can you speak of a similar situation you had with a game franchise? Or is there a franchise you have wanted to do a complete playthrough but haven't yet?
Mike Cook, I legit just did the same thing with Resident Evil before Village came out. Went through them all. Took me like months and went through them all. It was the best. It was the best. I love revisiting games. I love...
Yeah, you did that whole God of War playlist, too.
Yep, there's just like less noise. I love reevaluating a game. I love like knowing the plot, but also like forgetting so much of the game. So it's just nice to like go back and do that.
I bought Disney Infinity 1, 2, and 3 on PC because it was like $10 for all of it.
Nice.
Sure. And it was interesting. It was like, it was a mixed emotions going back and replaying a lot of like those playsets and stuff because I was like, oh, you know, I was like, this is such a specific year and time and space, and man, they did these on a budget, didn't they? Like, wow. Especially after playing Avengers, you're like going back to that Iron Man. It's like, woohoo! That's fun.
How is it without toys?
It's just you just pause and it brings up a screen.
Oh.
And you're like, I want to play that person.
Got it.
Yeah, and you have everything unlocked from the start. So
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do a Castlevania 1 full playthrough. Since like the inception of Easy Allies, and I just have
Right.
I've never done it for some reason.
Yeah, it's just like one of those things that like the re-releases in Virtual Console do in general, right? It's like you pick up something, you pick up a Mega Man collection. It's like, oh, this is cool, and then like, you get like halfway through 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
Oh, before Doom 2016, I did all the Dooms. Doom 3 BFG edition
Nice.
is such a nice package. Just like going through all that, so nice.
Doom 3, very underrated.
Story formula is just extremely on point right now. I can't wait to get kidnapped by Giancarlo in Far Cry 6.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
At least twice.
Kidnap me.
Tied to a chair.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, can you, dude, knowing Far Cry, you can probably just like ally with him. You'll be like, join me. I'll be like,
Cool.
sure, yeah.
Cool. That'd be a fun ending.
yeah, I've got to pick the scab of my incomplete Earthbound playthroughs.
Oh,
For a
But
second, I was
scab.
like, gross.
No, that's a good, yeah.
I thought you finished
That's-
Earthbound stream. Maybe I'm wrong.
I finished Earthbound Beginnings, but I got only like halfway
Mother
through
3.
Mother 3
Gotcha.
before we like started switching up when we started Trials of Mana here, and then I just couldn't manage like 2 RPG streams in a week. So gotta find a time. And my GameCube was starting to get weird, so I might need to repair it.
You hear that nonsense?
No,
Can't handle 2 RPG streams in a week.
dude, it's rough, man, because like some people really like the RPG streams, and I obviously really enjoy RPGs, but like you commit to doing a full playthrough of an RPG, and it's like, okay, well, this is gonna take me the whole year,
Right.
and it's
8
just
months.
it just gets a little messy.
Advanced Wars is going to be fun to go back through. And Mass Effect, shout out tomorrow.
oh my
Mass Effect.
God, Mass Effect right now
Part-
is
part
the
5.
best, dude.
Hour 8 or whatever. Yeah.
It gets me, dude. I am knee deep in Mass Effect 2 right now. That's all I'm gonna say, dude.
That's some
Oh.
solid alien lore.
Oh,
Because
I need some.
talk about
reset.
holding up,
My energy level is so much
The-
lower than
dude. Mass Effect 2
Yeah.
is just like lifeblood in me right now.
If you study the
Oh
lore,
my
it just doesn't.
God.
It keeps like spinning around on itself because
No.
like, you know,
Oh.
How I could tell, I was like, wow, they really did their homework here. Was like, learning about this world, I have to shift the gaze of who I'm learning it through. Like, like what aliens experienced this and what was their perspective on it. And that's pretty cool. Like, I didn't have to go. Again, I'm only 8 hours in. Like, I already know a lot about that stuff. I'm like,
yes.
I'm gonna have to pass you guys to links to my backtrack episodes again once you finish.
Yeah.
Heck, please, dude. Yes. Heck yes, please.
Mass Effect 1 is one of those games where, like, when you boot up the main menu and you're like about to play it, you're like, yeah. You know, like it just is like, listen to this for 20 seconds.
Yep.
Okay, you're ready. Go. You're like,
yes.
That's why
like Spider-Man. Like,
oh my
flip
god.
the Xbox over so Damiani can see chat.
let's go.
I didn't know if that reply was later or someone said the audio levels were crazy, but I think it was a delayed response to Huber shouting. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Because we don't have time. We don't have timestamps, so I can't tell how far apart a comment is sometimes. So
It is great
I can turn those on if you want.
when it comes to like streaming or like what you're gonna play in your free time. Because like the problem that like you and I have all the time is just like, fuck, there's 20 different things we want to play.
I know.
It's nice when you have one game that you're focused in on, and it's like, all I want to do is play this one game.
Yes.
All I want to do is play Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, I just want to play Guilty Gear, yeah.
Guilty Gear for you, Mass Effect for me. That's it.
Dude, your Mass Effect hype.
Dude.
Out of this world.
Yeah, the package, just it being able to like seamlessly transition into itself, so nice.
It's bothering me.
Thanks.
Next one comes in from John Lakeman. Patriot Watch Party Part 2.
We
John
need to
Lakeman
finish.
did
I
Patriot
Watch Party
know.
Part 2 win.
Now my energy's up here.
I was watching an episode of Roswell 2 days ago, and who shows up as the security guard?
John fucking Lakeman?
John Locke.
Oh shit!
John, I was like, dude, gotta finish. Gotta finish
What's his name?
Patriot.
Terry O'Quinn.
Yeah, Terry O'Quinn.
Watch party, dude.
Ugh.
We could do it in this room now.
Anytime. Name it. Name it, I'm there. Name it, I'm
was
there.
cut off,
Friday.
but it was topical.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they
They
got
just beat you to the punch.
they got
Friday
the
Morning
gist
Barbecue.
of the question. I think.
We're getting better at this.
Oh, is that
Ben.
what the
Yeah.
question
We're
was
getting
about?
better at the Q&A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what the question was about? When are you gonna keep going on Patriot?
Yeah, you didn't get that?
It's coming.
All you
I
said
knew it was
John
coming.
Lakeman.
I knew it was
No,
coming.
I read the whole thing.
I didn't hear a
Lakeman.
single word you said.
Yeah, that's on you. That's on you. Patriot Watch Party Part 2 win.
We were screaming about Patriot.
We'll get it. We'll get
We'll
it.
get it. We'll get it.
100%.
We'll
I
finish
promise.
the series with Huber.
Yes. Promise. Promise.
Next question comes in from Ulf himself. In a potential GBA library on the Switch, similar to current NES and SNES ones, what games do you think definitely need to be there at the launch of the service?
At the launch.
Final Fantasy VI Advance.
Nice.
That's not happening
That's
now.
probably.
Which Metroid is that? Is it Fusion?
Fusion
Yeah,
and
Fusion
Metroid,
Zero
Metroid
Mission.
for sure.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
those
the
out.
Metros are essential.
Tactics Advance.
That's my big one. I have such a fondness for Tactics Advance that I would really love for that to be.
Advance
on
Wars,
HTC.
obviously. That'd be fun.
Advance Wars, yeah,
Me
1 and 2.
Mother 3.
Both.
Minish Cap,
Both Fire Emblems.
Castlevania.
Golden Sun.
Both.
Yeah, 3 Dynamite Castlevanias.
I love
Both
where your
Gods,
heart
Sons.
is, Mr. Showtime. I don't know if DBZ Legacy of Goku 1 and 2 need to be on there, but I do.
Probably need those
Love
two.
that.
I do.
Is that the Monolith Soft one on GBA? Then yes, 100% yes.
Thank you.
Rhythm Tengoku's a good pick. All the Castlevanias,
Yeah,
would be good.
WarioWare.
There's a cool Metal Slug game on GBA that should be on there as well.
There's golf. I found out today because I did the old classic Huber Wikipedia check for a review. Just
Check
to be
it.
like, when was the last time this
Check it.
series did what it's doing now?
It's so interesting
And
to
I
me.
was like,
Every
oh
time.
god. I was like, it's mostly been mobile for
I
like 2
love-
decades. I didn't know that.
Should also put
love
on
that.
the GBA version of A Link to the Past.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only time it's ever been released.
Oh.
Wario
Some
Land,
version
huh?
of it.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a bit of a cop out, but there's a Phantasy Star collection that is 1, 2, and 3
Nice.
on
Nice.
GBA.
Counts.
That'd be cool. I think the GBA Mario releases are really interesting as well.
Yeah, they're weird because they're all re-releases, but they put like red coins and
Yeah.
stuff in them.
Oh, Fire
And-
Emblem, of
and
course.
the
Yeah.
sound
Oh, shit,
effects.
yeah.
Yeah, the Fire Emblem
You,
games,
I
GBA
think
for
you
sure.
said that already, Ben.
No, I didn't.
Just put it all on there, man.
I must commit seppuku now.
Yeah, it's weird now that like Switch is actually kind of starting to get old. That like stuff like this is like, well, do you want to invest in a new life? Are they gonna put a whole like new
I don't
library
know
of
if I've
things
ever really
there?
played the Sonic Advance games. I've heard good things.
Will those
I played Sonic
will those
Rush
libraries
on the
move
DS.
forward to the next system? Because
Probably.
Virtual Console sure didn't.
I think that Well, maybe by the time a Pro comes out, will it be long enough so that it'll just be a new system? I don't know.
Fun Kirby story, when the NES Classic came out, my godson, who I think was like 7 or 8 at the time, Kirby, clear winner. Like, had all of those games on the NES Classic. And
Yeah, there are a lot of good
could not put Kirby
GBA
down.
games for sure.
Well, cool. And I went over, I'm like, you like this? He's like, I've never played this before. I was like, go Kirby.
Cool.
Yeah, I hope that Advanced Collection is A, real, and B, coming soon.
Yeah.
The Castlevania one.
Chain of Memories?
Yeah.
I enjoyed Chain of Memories. I played on Game Boy Advance for the retro.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, I've
That was
tried
the one
to play
Kingdom
Chain of
Hearts I was like,
Memories,
I'll
and I
play
just-
the Game Boy
I
Advance
don't
one, whatever that is.
like
Yeah,
it.
Tony,
fun.
At all.
the Tony Hawk games on Game Boy Advance were definitely cool, but they're also the exact type of thing that will never come.
Oh, and of course, the Asterix and Obelix Game Boy Advance game.
Oh yeah.
Don't
There's
skip
no
on
way
it.
we're getting
Don't
bogged
skip.
Damn
down.
it, Jones, we were out.
I'm
Don't
sure
skip.
there's like 1,000 GBA games I'm forgetting.
Don't skip.
Drill Dozer's a great pull.
Drill Dozer.
That one's probably
Resident
probably
Evil-
extra rare.
Resident Evil Deadly Silence. Was that
That's
3DS?
DS. That's DS.
DS.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever
Doom
heard
is
of
on
that.
GBA, right?
It's a DS port of Resident Evil 1.
Oh.
Yeah.
First person knife
I never
fighting
got
when
into
you
Mega
open
Man Battle
doors.
Network stuff.
Dude,
but
I
it's
so
haven't
weird.
either, and I
Battle
really
Network.
want to. I hope they do a Battle Network collection. Doom is on GBA, but like, do you want to play the
Well, I'm
GBA
just saying, if
version
you
of
got,
Doom?
you know, it's,
Yeah.
if you were like hiking, you know, and you're just like, literally Doom is like that big.
Dude, I got
Flip up Doom.
Doom on my phone.
Flip top. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You got buttons. You missed those buttons. Like that. That's the tech I can't wait for.
Yeah.
Is when they've, you know, the screen can morph and bad
Buttons.
stuff, so you can have
My
buttons.
sandals play Doom.
My
There's a lot of people showing those
my wedding ring plays Doom.
controller
Skyrim,
add-ons
I
now for
thought.
the phones.
That's right. Well, only one at a time. I can't.
Oh,
have both
you
at
have
the
to
same time.
load one. Okay.
Next question comes in from Brian from Happy Gaming, and I look forward to this one every month. I really
Oh,
do.
nice! Yay!
Hello, allies. It's time again for the Easy A dating game.
Yeah.
Last
Oh.
month, we pondered who from Final Fantasy VII the allies would collectively date. It wasn't even a question. Sephiroth was the unanimous choice, hands down, with his long sword, bodacious body, and especially his potential taste for playing rough. No, you added a word
Yeah,
there.
you added that.
Yeah.
The potential. No, he has a taste for playing rough. That's why we picked him.
Yeah.
Sorry, Aerith. While there are plenty more Final Fantasy games to go through, this month I thought it would be a good choice to go back to a different classic franchise to switch things up. Street Fighter.
Oh boy.
I'm unfamiliar with the vast majority of the newer characters from the franchise. I definitely, though, there are some attractive and fit characters that would be more than happy to take good care of the allies in a relationship on dates, though. Personally, I prefer the spunk of someone like Sakura, my boy. But then I know there is someone out there who would love nothing more than to have Zangief wrap his arms and legs around you as you
yeah.
lovingly tumble to the ground together.
Dude,
As always,
I'd pay.
everyone
I'd pay for
needs
Zangief
to
to pile
agree.
drive me.
Feel free to look up pictures or reference. I got you.
Just real quick.
Every character.
What?
The dating game.
Oh,
That's
Okay.
Blood's like
you
out.
got muted.
Yeah, we're done. Shut us down.
Yeah.
Every
The
character
dating game. I'm sure is gonna. That's,
Hey,
that was
man,
our.
it's
That
always
was our
those
end.
weird ones.
There's a new one out.
is also of adult age. Just wanna get that.
Cammy, that ass.
Dude, Chun Li, man, those legs.
Chun-Li, those legs.
Those legs.
Laura's pretty hot.
Sakura is my number one. Always and forever.
Yeah.
Those legs. Oh my god.
Chun-Li.
Those legs are.
Those legs will kill you.
Am I
Pretty
weird for
ridiculous.
thinking that like Honda
Chun-Li
is
also
actually
has like
probably
the
a good
most
pick?
outfits in five. Who?
Honda.
You can get that bathhouse, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Does he come with the bathhouse?
Oh, he definitely comes with the bathhouse.
Which one's the trans one? Poison?
Poison's great.
Zangief's chest hair is pretty nice. Pretty coiffed.
Minot, also extremely attractive.
Cammy's so hot, dude. Chun-Li's probably
Cammy is
hotter.
pretty crazy hot.
She's hot. That victory pose where she turns around.
Yeah.
Cammy's hot, but I don't think you're aware of other extremely hot.
I'm aware of Laura's
Vega's
super
hot.
hot.
Vega's hot.
Vega's
Kareem's
hot as
pretty
hell.
hot, but she seems kind of like a bitch.
Uh-oh, we got a problem.
Hot,
Rose is hot.
But also Vegas very
Vega's
self-absorbed.
insane.
Damian
Yeah.
has been uncomfortably silent.
Laura's hot.
With the other characters.
Laura is ridiculous.
Laura also seems like she's nice and has a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
That's
about-
the
what
thing.
about
Is
Urian?
that's why I'm hesitant about Cammy. It's like
From 3.
Oh.
Cammy's pretty fucking serious a lot of the time.
Cammy seems like a bummer. Laura seems like a lot of fun.
Laura is a good time. Even when she's fighting, she's just...
She's in 5. She's like
she's
a Brazilian
yeah.
dancer or something.
Her brother is Sean.
Okay, I think
Is
I
he
might
the
know who you're talking
capoeira
about.
guy?
He's in Street Fighter 3.
All right. I think that might be a good middle ground.
Laura?
Yeah.
Armika is also great and is
Armika-
always having a good time.
Armika's,
You get
she's
butt
pretty
slammed.
hot.
Armika's not a party.
It is Sakura for sure, but Juri. Okay, Juri. Real talk. Juri's one of the hottest characters in anything, in any medium. Juri is like 10 out of 10 hot.
Judge Jury.
Oh fuck! I think I might change my answer to Juri.
Juri looks crazy though. She's got like an eye patch sometimes.
Yeah, just keep looking. Just keep strolling.
I mean, I don't disagree.
Yeah,
We got some solid underboob going on here.
Juri will hurt you, but like in a fun way. For she will definitely hurt you.
Juri seems like she would kind of like flake out a lot though.
No,
Yeah, she's
she's
like,
committed to
'cause
your
she would
pain.
get bored on a date and leave or something.
Don't bore her.
Well, I guess.
We all have to agree though. Oh,
I'll go with that.
I think Ibuki's also pretty hot.
That's what I think. Yeah, I think Laura's a good middle ground. Chun-Li is, yeah.
Sure.
It's
But
my
here-
absolute number one, but
Here's my problem with Laura is like
I think Cammy is an excellent pick. I'm not that familiar
Cammy,
with Laura.
great.
I think my problem with Laura is like I think she's just like this weird like basic hot. Like she's extremely attractive, but it's just like
Basic hot.
yeah, it's like she's pandering in a way that
You basic
like,
hot.
yeah, it's just like a very obvious hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm bored of your hotness.
she's very obviously hot.
Yeah, she is. She's extremely hot. I don't
she's
disagree.
fit and she knows it. That's true.
You basic hot.
But like if we compare to Chun-Li, right? Who we
Let's
all
go with
agree is
Chun-Li.
hot.
Right.
We've all been in love with
Chun-Li is
since
iconic.
we were,
Like
children.
Chun-Li is not a basic hot. There's nothing basic about those legs. Nothing. There's nothing
Let's go
basic
Chun-Li.
about those
then.
legs.
Let's go
Iconic.
Chun-Li.
Yeah.
It was not just Tuesday.
Chun-Li.
All right, Chun-Li.
Yeah. Those legs.
Oh,
Yeah, oh yeah.
can I stipulate that it's Alpha Chun-Li because
Sure,
that's
yes.
the
Oh
best
yeah, she's the
outfit.
hottest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Advanced legs.
This made me very happy. All right, next question comes in from Sage Mode Q. Yo, allies, any 4th of July tradition or fond memories? Anything special planned for this year?
I grew up in Palos Verdes, which is south of Los Angeles, and it's up on a hill. And so my house growing up, and a lot of friends had a view of LA. And man, it is a beautiful but also terrifying sight every year because it looks like the entire city is exploding. Like it's like your brain is like, there can't be this many fireworks, and it's
ridiculous.
crazy to look
Yeah,
at.
I'm
It's like
taking notes. I gotta
it's
do
like block
timestamps.
by block by block by block. There's within every 100 feet, there's someone else lighting a fire, some fireworks. Like at 4th of July, it's wild. So yeah, seeing that in LA is always a treat.
Yeah, I
it
mean-
sucks when it's cloudy. You're like, no.
We used to, house I used to be in, a couple
know,
houses
like
back. Yeah, we used to go up on the roof and just like watch the neighborhood.
Nice. That's fun. I'm going to a couple barbecues.
I'm going to be in Iowa. I'm going to see my family first time in like a year and a half. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, I've done that a few years in Omaha. It's been-
Bringing
fun.
Milo to grandma, which that was there's no easier way to make a human being happy than just calling him, hey, can we come over with our child? Like,
You see
That'll work.
fireworks, and then you also see lightning bugs.
My sister wants
Oh,
to go
cool.
to a new skate park, so that'll be an
So dope.
experience.
Your
Yeah.
sister's a skater?
I don't know. I haven't seen her skate, so we'll.
Oh my god!
I'll get back to you.
I'll get back to you.
Smiling skater. You gotta start somewhere.
I'm not. No, I didn't say anything bad.
back and forth on the other side, like,
I'll get back to you.
he's gonna like take like just like a little 5-second video and like message it to you and be like, I don't know. What do you think?
Holy shit!
Wow.
I didn't mean it in a bad way.
I loved in chat someone was like, Brad likes Slipknot, and then Swordfish was just like, welcome to that person.
Welcome.
This is Ben.
My name is Ben.
I know it's
I
hard
love
to
heavy
tell them
metal.
apart sometimes.
This is Ben and
it's
his
Ben.
sister skates.
My sister skates. My
His
sister.
sister is not a skater girl.
I did not mean any BM with that.
She's not
response.
good enough.
No, because like
You just didn't know. You honestly
no,
didn't
like
know.
when I was her age, like I was really into skating, but like I wasn't a skater. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Yeah,
I didn't. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. It's like you'd be into games, but you might not be a game.
You got
Yeah.
Vans though.
Yeah.
You're wearing some Vans right now.
Yeah, Vans is my
They
favorite
have a skateboard on them.
place to shop. I buy a lot of shit at Vans. All right, next question comes in from Angelo. What would you want on your next birthday? It has to be something physical. Do not answer health, even if that's somewhat physical.
Cake. No. Switch Pro.
Ooh.
On the birthday. Shadow drop that day.
Sky's the limit, right?
I think the thing that would make me happiest is being at a fighting game tournament in person.
Nice.
Like a major in person.
I want my own movie theater.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one.
Anything I want,
Real good one.
I want a movie theater.
That's a pretty good one.
If you were watching multiple movies, would you stay in the same seat or would you move around?
Depends on the movie.
Depends on the movie, right?
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Like Art House thing, kind of want to get intimate with that.
Yes, Jones.
Whereas like
yes.
the Endgame rewatch,
Yeah.
like you might
Mid.
Yeah.
Get the full.
Front to the back third, all
Give her
of
to
it.
mid.
Front to the back third, Huber. Best sounding picture.
Hell yeah.
Along those lines, I would like a recording studio, like my own, where I can be as loud as I want and not bother anyone.
Really excited about that Peter Jackson Beatles documentary because they're as thick because it's like apparently he bumped it up to like 6 hours. He was gonna make it a movie and now he's like it's a show.
Sick.
And this is like never before seen. People are just like, oh, I got this tape, and they're like, what is this? No one's ever seen this.
Whoa.
And it's funny because most of it's them in the studio, and so it's like neat not only just to see them goof off and hear it, but like them like coming in the morning and leaving at night, and just like the dynamic of like what each day of their life was like. What was it? Get Back. So, there's like some like black guy on the piano. I'm like, who's that guy? Like I never knew. Like dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. That's none of them. That's a
funny.
different person coming in.
Track,
It's like one of the last songs they ever recorded. So it's like, it's cool.
I'll take a house, please, with
yeah.
Damiani's ISP.
I don't want
A house
Google.
is the-
Okay.
A house is the right answer because you could put a movie theater and a recording studio in it. So yeah, a house would be good.
That's pretty good. I want a document that says I have copyright immunity. That lets me stream
Copyright
any kind of music.
immunity.
Yep, that's right. Any kind of music I can stream it and use in my videos. Never get
That's a good
sued.
one.
Never get DMCA'd.
One of the most infuriating comments I ever saw in my life, it wasn't even mean or trolly. It was, we were doing the Gundam stream, and I was building a Lego. And I was like, oh man, it sucks that I'll never be able to afford a house. And then the comment was, maybe if you like spent less money on Legos, you could get a house. And I was like, you have no
Avocado
idea.
Yeah, that's an avocado toast comment.
That's not how anything works. that has to be one of the dumbest things I've ever read.
Hey, depends on the Lego. There are some Lego sets that are one
There are
month's rent.
some.
Like there are
Sure.
but
Sure.
Overall,
Yeah. Oh my god.
it's easy to bankrupt yourself at the Lego store, but still.
We won't be able to get houses because the economy's been destroyed and society.
Yeah,
Let's
the
not
housing
get
issue is
depressed.
not.
can't
I
handle
spent
that
a
right
little
now.
bit too much money on Legos. It's not.
Yeah.
Let's
That's
move
not-
on to the next question.
Legos, coffee,
Tune in to
and
Mike and
toast.
Mike on Wednesday for more political.
Yes, it was also the Genshin nephews.
Or watch Fast and Loose. We get real existential. We get real existential on that one.
Next question comes in from Varun Kechwaha.
Hi.
This definitely comes from a place of saltiness, more of a rant to be
Salt.
honest. But do we really need? You guys ready? Do we really need more Marvel video games?
Yes.
Listen, I love the MCU, but we get films, TV shows, comic books, and this. There's more than enough. You know what I don't get enough of? Deus Ex. How often do you get experiences
There
in
we go.
games like Human Revolution or Mankind Divided?
Right.
And now instead of that, we'll instead get generic by the books, designed by committee, soulless Marvel games. I mean, okay,
That's a little prejudgy.
Right.
That's
is
very prejudgy for
Like,
Guardians. Yeah.
is
Very
the
biased.
Spider-Man games are not soulless.
Yeah, they're
Like,
a 10.
Spider-Man was cute. Yeah.
Spider-Man to me
Yeah.
is legit 10.
Yeah, like, are we just ignoring one of the most successful ones of the last few years? Like,
Yeah.
it pains me watching the talented developers at Eidos Montreal, the very same studio that made some of the most detailed hubs in gaming, reduced to this. I'm convinced the western side of Square Enix is ridiculously incompetent, and whatever successes they had happened by chance. They killed Deus Ex with their sheer incompetence, cutting content, adding microtransactions, saying the more pre-orders happen, the more rewards you get, and then have the gall to pretend as if it's the fault of the franchise.
Wait, I think this is really important. This is not in paragraph form. All of these thoughts are like their own line.
Those are paragraphs, though.
Oh,
They're technically paragraphs.
oh, because it's small font. Okay.
A paragraph can be a word.
Yeah. If Deus Ex was under the Japanese side, I can guarantee we would have got at least one sequel to Mankind Divided, if not two. Do you agree, disagree? I don't think the Japanese side of Square Enix is any less incompetent than the Western side.
I definitely think that they're a bit less incompetent, but yeah.
Well, I'm not saying like I don't think you hand Deus Ex to the Japanese side and like suddenly it all works out. I don't think it's that simple.
Mankind
After all,
Divided.
Legacy of Kain. Yeah, bring Legacy of Kain back.
Mankind Divided.
There's a
Tragic
remake.
story.
Really?
Yeah. Probably not like, like a Far Cry Blood Dragon remake type thing. They're just an updated port.
But yeah, it's where the managers and marketers like really like, blew all that. Yeah, because the developers were doing great.
There's still
There's
stuff
a lot of great stuff in Mankind.
Yeah.
Dude, Mankind
I love that
Divided though,
game.
the ending is actually bad. The game just ends. Like it's legit. Like there should be another act or another like place to go.
Right.
And the credits roll, and you're just like, wait, what?
Whoa.
Like they really screwed that game over. Not Eidos Montreal, but Square Enix. So I accept that they did butcher that game, and it's unfortunate
Not to
that
mention the whatever challenge mode.
breach
whatever
mode,
that's
all
what it is.
that DLC
Yeah, it's
garbage.
Like MGS5, it just stops.
Yeah, like they had the Deus Ex. I forget what the exact name
I
was.
actually did like the DLC they had.
For sure,
Prison
with
one.
Jensen's like origins, kind of like into his past. Yeah. They had a whole universe planned, the Deus Ex universe thing about like they were gonna do TV shows, movies, books, games, everything, and then it just after Mankind Divided, that's it.
Well,
crazy.
Square Enix has this like weird, outdated philosophy. So all of your anger about Deus Ex, the more I think about it, it's completely justified.
Yeah.
Because what you see smart and good companies doing is instead of trying to do this like, okay, we need to appeal to everyone, we need to capture the biggest audience, we need to like... There was a period of time where every game developer, regardless of what they were making,
Multiplayer.
was looking at Call of Duty.
Yeah.
That's just a fact. Like
Yep.
you can go and you can read interviews, and they're like, "Yeah, we've been really interested in Modern Warfare," and it's like they were just trying to chase that dragon. But that line of thinking has been outdated for a long time. And what you see successful companies doing is they're taking advantage of the fact that the game industry is now more splintered than ever, and so they find their audience. Right? Whether that's a turn-based strategy game or a fighting game or whatever it is, they find their audience and they cater to them super hard. And then those people that they're catering to are able to have such good word of mouth, right? You get these giant YouTubers, right, to make a video and suddenly your game does okay. You know, it's not ever going to be Call of Duty level, but they're able to find success because they have reasonable expectations for the projects that they're working on. I think a great example of this is IO Interactive getting to take control of the Hitman franchise and kind of like wrestle it back into what they want it to be.
Hell yeah.
Has been wonderful, right? Like, think about how good Hitman 1, 2, and 3 all are, but how hyper-specific the Hitman audience is for that kind of hardcore stealth game.
And now they're doing Bond.
Yeah, now they're doing
Yeah.
that.
So now they're doing,
Right.
yeah. I just think for me, there's still so many Marvel games I want. Like I want that open world Daredevil game. I want that open world Punisher game. Like I want, imagine like a Max Payne 3, but it's Punisher. You know, like
Tight.
that would be
tight.
so fascinating to watch. Even if like all took place in one night or something, you're just like on this Punisher rampage. If it was like Last of Us style. Like,
Heck yeah. Dude.
I've always wanted my X-Men XCOM game. Where it's just like, like you're like, okay, I want Cyclops to go here and shoot from there, and I want the, take over that guy's mind and make him attack that guy, and then Colossus will just run in, and
Wow.
like that'd be so much fun.
I'm very.
So it's like as long as I can still think of those things, because the characters are just so good. Like
Yeah.
like when and that's what a lot of the best games have is just characters you love to play.
Totally, Jones. And I'm still optimistic about Guardians. You know?
Yeah,
Sure.
Like,
I am
Eidos Montreal is
I'm
so
curious.
legit.
Yeah.
I think the oddest thing for me about Guardians is just the timing. It's just there's nothing happening right now.
Yeah.
For Guardians, and so it has less of the vein of like striking while the iron's hot, and more like it took us this long to make it.
Right.
You know,
Well,
like,
and the same thing with Avengers.
like a lot of the
Yeah.
Avengers and
Yeah.
Spider-Man, like a lot of stuff kind of went down at the same time. They just like all these different
don't-
development teams had different.
I don't think you're wrong, but in a weird way, I feel like Suicide Squad just about to happen kind of helps Guardians of the Galaxy
Sure.
in a weird way. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it can be fine, right? Because as Spider-Man shows, you know, they broke out and you know they've just got their own vein of Spider-Man. It doesn't have to do with anybody's movies.
Yep.
And it is really great. I think that Guardians just has a higher hill to climb because most people aren't familiar with the franchise before the movies.
What's so frustrating though is like you look at something like looking at Spider-Man and Marvel's Avengers from Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics, right? Looking at those two games side to side tells you everything that you need to know. Like, think about how little bullshit there is in either Spider-Man 2018 or Miles Morales, where like you play that game and you're like, oh, it has a great story, it has great characters, it is like clearly from people who have this like reverence for the source material, and you just like you feel good when you play it, right? And you play Marvel's Avengers and you're like, I feel like I stumbled upon like one of those websites where
Cookie
like
clicker, dude.
yeah, like the pop-ups just keep happening and you can't quite close them. That's kind of what Avengers feels like sometimes, where it's like, all right, sit down and like we're gonna explain to you how you need to grind, and it's like that tells you everything you need to know, and it's like just make a high quality game that's better than any of its competitors and you'll be successful. I don't know.
It's harder though, and people aren't good at things.
Like, I'm half as immersed being on the helicarrier the Avengers are on than I am being on some random building in New York in Spider-Man. Like, yeah, it's so a lot of people are saying in chat just the whole aspect of it being single player is like hopefully it'll, you know, more people will appreciate it or check it out, or yeah, will it get a sequel? Will it sell well? I don't know.
I love what you said, Isla, because it's factors in on the other side of like people take good games for granted all the freaking time. Like they just grow on trees, you know?
Right. Like
crazy.
if it was easy, everyone would be doing pumping out classics.
Exactly.
Like that's all anybody wants to do is like, you know, the highest quality with least effort is what everyone's trying to do.
Yep.
I mean, like, people do take good games for granted, but there is a point where the cynicism is justified, where it's like,
of course.
Yeah.
Like,
Avengers is a cynical game.
You think about like, we're at a point now. So like, let's take Assassin's Creed, right? I'm actually playing Valhalla right now, and I'm having a really good time. But the first question that's gonna pop in my mind when the next Assassin's Creed is announced is like, okay, what bullshit am I gonna have to put up with? Right? It's the same thing with the Western side of Square Enix. Is like, your first question should be based on the precedent they set time and time and time again is, what am I going to have to work through to enjoy this? Right? So we talk about Spider-Man 2018. You just play it.
Yeah,
you just have a good time.
Or Hitman. You were saying Hitman 1, 2,
Yeah,
and 3.
you just play it and you have a good time. Yeah. It's just these companies, like, they have something good and they like block it off. They like make you like, it's like it feels like you're applying for a job just so you can play the fucking video game.
Battlefront 1.
And they like wonder why they're not getting these numbers that they want.
Well, and Ben, like what you said before about like the film in the 70s, like exploitation movement, when it was like, hey, let's just make a movie for this tiny little demographic and sell it out.
Yeah.
Just for those people. Like,
right.
That's a really good approach that I think people should use more, because like you get stuff like Avengers or whatever where it's lowest common denominator. They're trying to be something for everybody, and it just makes it nothing to anyone.
Well, and to bounce off your point of people don't appreciate good games, I think they do appreciate good games, and that's why like this bullshit isn't being accepted. Like, there's this really interesting thing happening in the World of Warcraft community.
Oh yeah, Tommy, I was telling you about this.
Where everybody that's playing WoW is like upset, and they're like, Blizzard just doesn't listen to us, and they just don't care, and they're acting like it's 2004, and it's not. And so everybody is just playing Final Fantasy XIV because they listen to the fans, and they're making excellent content. And it's like, that's kind of where we're at right now. Is it's like, yeah, you can make a live service game, but if it's not better than the one that's like knocking it out of the park,
straight up,
it's gonna fail.
Right.
I was thinking, actually, I think this morning, I was curious what the conversations had in the time between, you know, after Avengers launched and before Outriders launched. Like, what changed potentially internally, or if, like, if people, like, ran over from one company to the other and been like, okay, we made a lot of mistakes. Like, don't do this. Because Outriders had a, you know, pretty solid launch. A lot of people were talking about it.
I mean, they put it on Game Pass. That's
But now
that's
no-
the number
but-
one thing that he did.
True.
I feel like no one has said the word Outriders out loud.
Well, the thing with Outriders,
months.
it's because it was a complete game, though. That's always the misrepresentation of that game, is that it should be ongoing, but it's like, that game shipped done. They even said it was done, like, you do your end game thing, and there's credits, and the game is over.
But it's like if the shoe fits, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna require people to be online, and you're gonna have a progression structure, and you're gonna have an end game, like, that is naturally going to create
Yeah, there was a lot
a
of miss.
certain identity.
They
you
were
know?
trying to have their cake and eat it, too.
They were trying to
Like,
have their
exactly.
cake and eat it too. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
For sure. For sure.
I do wonder if like Microsoft and now Sony like buying up all these studios and stuff, like hopefully that crosstalk is there. Like hopefully they take each other's lessons and be like, we biffed it over here, don't do what we did, and it just makes everyone stronger, hopefully.
Yeah.
That's why, like, you say this and like people immediately say you're a Sony show, but I actually think it's 100% true. Is like, I don't agree with everything Sony is doing, and I think Sony has made some very frustrating and very stupid decisions, but they've also just crushed it in terms of quality time and time and time again, and I feel like they're constantly raising the bar. Like, to be in a position where you release something and everybody's paying attention to it is a great position to be in, and I feel like they have positioned themselves in such a way, right, where it's kind of like what I was saying with Square Enix or Ubisoft, where it's like, what bullshit am I going to have to put up with to enjoy this?
Right.
You know, God of War Ragnarok, I don't have that question.
No
that's
BS.
that's not the first thing that comes to my mind. You know, whatever Insomniac's next game is, you know, whatever Housemarque's next game is, my thought isn't, what bullshit am I going to have to put up with?
Straight up.
All right, next question comes in from Robert Lee. Do you ever feel guilty for not playing games you own? Free time is limited and you can't play everything, but I had a free weekend to check out Scarlet Nexus and had the urge to play Slay the Spire for a quick run. This quick run lasted the whole weekend. I've had Dishonored 2 for a couple of years and for some reason haven't played past the tutorial, and I like stealth action games. I've bought Psychonauts for a few years and haven't even stated it. I guess my problem is I keep going back to what feels familiar rather than checking out something new. Do you ever go through this?
No shame, no guilt. Live your life.
Play what you want to play.
Play what you want to play in the moment. Play whatever feels right in the moment. Just because you have something on the side that's been there for years that's nagging at you, like, maybe now is still not the time. Like, don't force it. Play what makes you happy. As soon as you're not happy, switch it up.
Huber, very well said. And just to add on to what you're saying, because I agree with everything you're saying, just because like you didn't play it today or you didn't play it last month,
It's not going
you
anywhere.
know, let's assume that you're going to be around, you know, hopefully for 50 more years.
For a minute,
time?
yeah, for a
You got
minute.
time. Yeah, like it's okay. Yeah.
And like, I feel like FOMO now. We've broken through it because there's just so much content.
Oh, yeah.
That like FOMO isn't
You're missing out.
It's not even a thing anymore.
Yeah, you are missing out. Yeah,
It's almost
Totally,
like these games,
dude.
just for me
Completely.
personally, are like their own genre. It's like, oh yeah, that genre of games that I adore to no end, like a short hike. Will I ever play a short hike? I don't know, but gosh, it just seems completely up my alley.
Yeah.
Why don't I play this game? You know, it's like, what? I own it on the Epic Games Store. It's just staring at me right there, like, you know, it was one of their free games one time. I'm like, oh, sure.
The thing I get
I'm
into,
sitting on my PC, ready to go whenever I want to, and I'm sure I would love it.
The thing I get into with this kind of stuff is if I want to play like I've got Ratchet and Clank right now, and I've got like a couple other games, Mario Golf and stuff. And then I'm like, I equally want to play both of these right now at the same time.
Yeah.
And then I just,
That's-
and then I like don't make a choice, and I end up just watching YouTube videos.
Yup.
And I'm just like,
Yup.
okay, well, that's what I did tonight.
I fall back. I just
Straight
said,
up.
it's like I rebooted Fable. Fable.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that game does.
I
that game
did
does
the
not-
same thing.
That game does not hold up at all.
Yeah.
It's just like some of the acting's fun and the story. You know, it's neat to see like the little. You know, it's neat. And it's a horrible remaster too. So it's fun to see it dressed up, and that is even old.
I'm committed to finishing Watch Dogs Legion. I don't even think the game's that good. I don't think it's a great game.
Pull up.
Yeah.
I finished Days Gone, and Deacon's an asshole.
I like Days
I'm
Gone.
just kidding.
I like Days Gone, but yeah.
I deal with
Yo.
it constantly because I feel like I just never get time, a significant amount of time to put into games lately. So it's just
Yeah.
like,
Totally.
yeah, I want to get Ratchet. I got Resident Evil sitting there right under my PS5. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah,
haven't
started
played
Ratchet.
Village yet?
yeah.
Here's how you fix this problem, okay? You sign up for Evo and convince yourself that you need to
I'm
practice.
Guilty Gear. That I want to play too.
Yeah, you convince yourself that you need to practice it, so you need to push other things aside, despite the fact that no matter what you do, you will go 0-2. No matter what.
No matter what you do.
No matter what.
You will go
You will go
0-2.
0-2.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm actually hyped on that Watch Dogs DLC.
I'm kind of hyped.
One-
The zombie thing?
No,
No,
the
blood.
Bloodlines?
That, what
the
is
one
it?
that they
Bloodlines
sold the game
maybe?
on
Some
and not
blood.
released. Yeah.
Blood.
Yeah.
Blood.
Bloodlines?
Bloodlines.
Aiden's in
Bloodlines.
Anyway,
Bloodlines.
my main problem with Watch Dogs was the lack of a central character and
Yeah.
the bad narrative, so I'm hoping that by focusing so hard on specific characters, it'll be better. I don't know.
You just got to disassociate yourself from it, but then kind of play like you feel bad about it. Like when these guys bring up Yakuza, and I'm like, yeah, I know, I should play Yakuza. And then like deep down, like I
I will say,
don't really care.
because I think all the allies go through
Such
this.
a good open world, John. You're
Totally
crazy.
kidding, dude. I'm totally
Huber, I know you especially go through this, when like you get certain people that'll be on your ass about something, like play this or watch this or whatever, and it's like, despite them like wanting to like help you along, it like pushes you further away.
Yeah.
and you're like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
like you've just taken the fun out of it for
Totally.
me.
The other bummer with like having a long list is some like you're robbing yourself of experiencing the game you're playing right now because you're thinking about how you have to get through it to play the next game.
Exactly,
that's on you know?
exactly, Ilo.
You gotta
Yes.
just like find a way to be like, all right, I'm just gonna live in it.
Mass Effect.
Yeah. Oh,
Live in
Mass
it.
Effect, My God.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to live
Yeah.
in that, or you will not
It's
like
the
it.
only thing I can have time to play because it's so long. Like you were saying, boy, just finding that time. It's like, yo,
Oh,
2
my-
nights a week, dude. I'm just staying up all night, just playing this. Like that is what it is.
Yo.
I was playing 1, and I was like, "How are you liking it?" And he's like, "It's kind of boring sometimes."
Yeah,
and I'm like,
one
one is, and I was like,
yeah.
1 is pretty bad,
Yeah.
but also like, that's kind of part of it.
Yeah.
Like you have to just like live in this shitty world
Yeah.
sometimes, like this awesome, beautiful, boring world sometimes.
Lots of elevators. It's just
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
up to mood.
Yeah, well, then something would just crash your party, right? Because, like, with the E3, with Metroid Dread being announced, I'm
Oh.
like, I haven't finished Samus Returns. So, like, everything else,
Yep.
like,
Yeah.
all right.
Catch up
Own
time.
That
this
happens
game,
to
I
me all the
started
time,
it twice.
totally.
I'm going to
Yeah.
start it a
Man.
third
Stalker.
time. And actually play it this time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. That's such a good point.
Can I
dude.
tell you my Stalker story? Because I'm really hyped on Stalker 2, right? And I've never played Stalker 1. I was really excited. And there was like a YouTube video I was watching or something, and somebody was like, you gotta get this mod. It completely changes it. And I was like, okay, so I finally installed Stalker 1, and I went to like the Steam community page, and I looked at mods, and like the first 3 mods were in Russian, and I closed the page.
Need the English translation. It's funny.
Mass Effect 1 is great, but Mass Effect 2 is way, way better.
Mass Effect 1, I would not even go near a greatest games of all times list. Mass
Yeah,
Effect
yeah.
2 is
I'm so
in
excited.
the tops.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
in the
oh,
tops.
yeah. Like
But-
Mass Effect 1 is good.
Yeah.
Mass
Good game.
Effect 2 is a masterpiece.
Yes.
Mass Effect 3 I didn't play because the
Straight up.
world map thing bothered me, and I was like,
It's good.
I need to finish it.
And I think
It's like too much.
okay, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
you-
I'm so in it.
I think
right now.
Andromeda
Q&As,
Flash
man. I don't
is
think you can handle.
I think the Andromeda legitimately like tried to like get the best of both worlds of 1 and 2, but like it
Yeah.
just didn't really have like the crux to like pull like it didn't have the narrative to pull you through it,
Got it.
and it was also super buggy.
Got it.
From my angle, with you leaning back like that and like nodding your head like that, your hair was like very Muppety.
Nice.
It was like bouncing around.
I feel like I need a big cigar or something when I lean
Oh my
back
God,
like this. It's like,
Hubert, I thought you were gonna explode when you were talking about Mass Effect 2.
dude, like some shit went down. I played last night. Some shit went down. That's why I'm like max
Oh my
hype right
God,
now.
dude.
It's just so good.
Shit goes down. and-
God.
Blood, 0, like negative pressure, no pressure. But if you do get Guilty Gear, let me know.
Yo, I really don't play Scarlet
That's
Nexus.
the other problem I have though with multiplayer
too.
is like if I end up playing something that's multiplayer, chances are I'm going to be playing it either when everybody else is over it
Oh yeah.
or when everybody else is asleep.
There are certain things I won't be over though. If you were like, "Yo, want to hunt?" I'll be there
Yeah. Yeah.
at any moment at your beck and call.
Say when.
Say when, yeah. Next one comes in from Corey Jackson. With themed cafes a big thing in Japan, Nintendo has hired Easy A to design a cafe with after the Metroid series,
Yes.
Oh,
with
yeah.
in an unlimited budget, what kind of decor, food, merchant, other things would you pick to make the #1 Nintendo-themed cafe in Japan and dethrone the Kirby Cafe for good?
Your server rolls up to you as a Samus ball and
It's like out of
uncircles
the wall. Like they
Yeah.
roll up along the walls. You know,
All the
like,
way.
and then they come around.
Oh my god!
comes out
having
and it's like a
Spider Ball
giant
tracks would
robot
be
Yeah.
awesome.
Samus.
Yeah.
and like serves you
Maximum
food.
atmosphere. Like think
Yeah.
like West Wing and the
But-
Bell's Castle.
But
in
the
Disney.
the chozo,
yeah.
the chozo, like the
Oh,
beak with the arms.
yes!
That
They
has
hold your
something.
food.
That's like yeah, no,
I mean,
or
it's
it's
gotta
like
have like an egg or
bring your-
something.
Yeah,
like
no,
an
it's like-
ostrich egg or something.
it's like a buffet. Like you go up and like one has like
I mean-
bacon and like another has like the eggs. You know, you're like, oh, thanks.
One of your dishes has to be a Metroid where it's like some sort of like gelatinous green thing and you can
Yes.
see
Lots of Jello.
Yeah,
Lots of
yeah.
Jello.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Lots of gelatinous options.
Yeah.
Um,
You don't get to use that
and
word
then
too
wait,
often.
and then you only do this on certain nights, but like at like 9:28, red lights go off and everybody in the restaurant needs to get the hell out in 30 seconds.
with the siren?
Yeah, you have to get it like
throughout the cafe.
Jones,
There are hidden energy tanks and missile tanks, and if you find them, you either get like a free little treat or you get a discount on your bill.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I like it.
I
And when the
love
waiter
it.
comes up, they go, "Remember me?" And you're like, "I've never been here before."
Oh,
Oh, sorry, it's deep cut.
wow.
Sorry.
Well, and I think that there shouldn't be like wide open dining areas. It should be like a
Yeah.
labyrinth of hallways.
You go back, you're like, your table's gone. You're like, "Wait, was I?"
Well, they
ever-
give you a map.
Why am I even in this part of the restaurant? What am I?
When you get into the restaurant, they give you a map, an overhead map of the whole place.
I want
To get
They have
into the
parts.
restaurant, though, it's at the center of some massive complex,
Yeah.
and you have to find your way there.
Yeah. It's
I
in like
love
it's
it.
in like the bowels of a factory.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the time you get there, you're starving.
Yeah, you're terrified,
Yeah.
you're dirty.
Yes.
It would be in the balance of the factory. Just be some random cave somewhere.
Yeah.
If you get the vegan option, you get the save the animals thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
No
Yeah,
windows.
for sure. Except for fake windows, they're playing like weird, rainy, sad stuff.
Love it.
Yes.
Ugh,
Fantastic.
feels like home.
The tube in Meridia. There should be like one of those like Shark Tank kind of things
Oh, okay.
where you just got a table and there's sharks and stuff swimming around up
You
on top
get-
of you.
You get
Love
you get a club card, and every time you come back, it upgrades you, so you get access
yeah.
to new items and new areas of the restaurant. And the top maximum level, you're allowed to go through like
That's
the
so
lava
good.
area.
That's
Dude,
so
You get
good.
to like the spicy food.
Okay, so along
so
with like
good.
Magmore Caverns, the temperature in the cafe will randomly change, and sometimes it'll just be scorching hot or freezing cold, and you have no control over it.
This
place
sounds
would
like
be-
a terrible restaurant.
it'd be
I love
legendary,
it. I
dude.
want to be there right now.
I could see the
So
lava themed area being the place where like you do like your own like the Korean barbecue kind of thing where you've
Oh,
got
yeah,
the,
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
the
Maybe,
grill on the
maybe
table.
some fondue.
Dude, I haven't had
Yeah.
Korean barbecue in a long time, and it's pissing me off.
I love KBBQ, but I don't like smelling like smoke for 2 days.
That's my natural smell, so it has no effect on me.
When you platinum the restaurant, Kojima plays a pranker.
Yeah,
I love the
platinum
phrase
Metroid, yeah.
platinum
No
in the
achievements, no
restaurant.
achievements.
It's so funny though to think of Metroid in terms of food because it's just like a world full of bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of carapaces.
And you know rarely see Samus like even take her helmet off.
To the end, you know what I'm
You
saying?
hear a lot of cracking when people are eating their food. There's a lot of like shells.
Yeah, that's
There
a
are
good
some
point.
there are some
Yeah.
pretty good
Yeah.
sized crowds. That is true.
Oh, the sound design in this restaurant would be fantastic.
All right, next one comes in from Michael Agnel. Hello, Easy Allies. Dragon Quest XII aims for a simultaneous worldwide release. Hell fucking yeah. For the first time. Now you don't have to wonder if it's going to come to the West anymore. This is, for me, the biggest announcement of the year. What's your biggest announcement?
Resident Evil Village DLC. Yeah, let's go back. Oh yeah.
That'd be
Biggest
pretty good.
announcement.
Biggest announcement.
Elden Ring got a date. That was
Yeah.
pretty sick.
Shin Megami Tensei 5 getting a date is probably the biggest one.
Yeah, I'd have to say that Metroid Dread being confirmed and
Yeah,
actually
Metroid Dread
releasing
is-
this year.
Yeah, that's pretty
It's
insane.
pretty insane.
Shredder's Revenge also. Let's get back to our roots.
Also-
Our turtles beat 'em up roots.
Advance Wars coming back I did not
pretty
expect
cool,
that at all.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty hype. Yeah, that's out of nowhere.
It didn't get spoiled either.
Don't you love that?
It's very eye-opening that I can't think of one.
It was not a great E3.
I mean, just the year. I mean, it said the year.
How about the rumor that GTA 6
Smells
is
like
coming out in
Texas as well.
2025 earliest?
I mean, it's a rumor.
That's
so-
earlier than I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be. Hey, ooh, good news. Yeah,
Metal
right.
Slug Tactics, yeah. Metal Slug Tactics.
You wish.
Mario plus Rabbids.
anything.
Mario plus Rabbids.
I had a feeling that Mario plus Rabbids was going to happen.
They had to,
It was
yeah.
too
That game
successful.
was too
Yeah.
Those
good.
guys never stopped talking about it.
Ubisoft likes to crank them out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cranking
They're
them.
not really cranking it out though. They're giving them all the time they need.
in general, though.
Dragon Quest 3
They're
HD
company.
is a good call. That was a good announcement as well.
But Elden Ring, though.
Elden Ring.
Yeah, Mario Golf, I guess.
That new Pokemon
It's hard for me to
Snap
pick Elden
existing
Ring
as
because,
well.
like, I knew Elden
It's
Ring
all
would be
Nintendo.
off. Like, there's just
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it
But
exists.
yeah. No, it's a good answer. It's a good answer. It's a good
Elden
answer.
Ring.
Good answer, good answer, good answer.
What's first, GTA 6 or Dragon Quest 12?
Dragon Quest
Oh,
12 for
Dragon
sure.
Quest.
It's gonna be a while. Settle in.
Yeah, sure, but you know.
It'll be a while. How long do
Yeah,
you
for
think a
Grand Theft
while?
Auto.
2024, realistically, I feel
For
like.
12? I don't think
Yeah.
it'll be that long.
Maybe 2 years. I can see it in 23.
2023? I think 4.
Starfield got a date.
You're
too, that
on.
was surprising.
You're on, yeah. Long-term bet. Long-term friendly wager.
Did you see that 12 minutes poster?
No,
It was pretty sick.
I need to see.
When
They
is
made like
that
a movie
out?
poster stuff.
Dude, I'm gonna
The
be,
game's only 12 minutes. Why isn't it out?
August.
I'm gonna be
Beginning of
dead
August, I think.
before Persona 6 comes out. I will be dead from
Yeah,
old age.
settle
before
in.
Persona 6 comes out.
Settle in for that wait.
Whew. Like, don't even bring it up, please. It like
Same with Dragon Quest 12. Don't even bring
Don't
it up. Yeah. Don't even bring it up around me. It's so far away. Yeah.
don't. You know what? That's a ban. If you say those things, that's a ban. Mods. Next question comes in from Tef. Hey y'all, good to see you back in the studio. It's been a long time coming, but I'm glad things are finally starting to get back to some sort of normal. I do just have to say, it is funny how, like, it felt like the world was ending and now things are relatively back to normal. Anyway, my question comes off the back of listening to Frame Trap recently. An excellent show, I might add. Thank you. When Ben was discussing remasters/remakes, have any of you looked back on a game that you personally reviewed and thought you got the score wrong, or that a patch came out a few weeks after that would have elevated your score? Did you feel, looking back, you might have had a recency bias towards the game when giving it the final score? Anyway, glad to see you all back.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Isla. Oh, and welcome back, Huber, from your werewolf.
Thanks.
No regrets.
Yeah, not to be cocky or anything.
No regrets.
I'm trying to
Really?
think.
Hindsight's a bitch. Games age well or not well, but in that moment, like, I'm gonna be 100% honest to my feelings and opinions, and
When you're
no looking
reviewing
back,
it-
no regrets. It's in that moment.
Ghost Recon being a 9.8 was ridiculous, but
No regrets.
Yeah,
You're
I don't.
reviewing it in that moment.
Exactly.
We just
Like, that's what it is.
we'd only
Exactly.
made like we hadn't made many reviews at that time.
I don't think
Yeah.
I was
Still
being
learning our way through it.
dishonest, but like there are definitely scores that I'm like, yeah, that should have been higher or lower. I give Fallout 4 a 9. That was too high. I wish I that was one I really waffled on a lot. I wish I would have given it like an 8.5.
I really like that game.
I give Alien Isolation 7.4. I think that should be like an 8. What else? I think giving Phantom Pain a 9 was also probably a mistake. I think that should have also been an 8.5.
Yeah. Oh, Recon was 9.9. That's right.
9.9.
Point.
I remember I gave Kingdom Hearts 2 an 8.5, and like those are some comments. I'll tell you.
I mean, 8.5 is a good score.
That's why I
But
still
yeah,
today.
there's definitely like the fan bases that like if you give below a 9, they'll go
Yeah.
crazy no matter what.
Any regret for Cyberpunk? Honestly, no. I really feel like I nailed Cyberpunk. I feel the same.
Nail it.
Yeah. I feel the same, because ones I get questions on are Cyberpunk and Death Stranding, and I don't have any regrets with either of those.
Bloodborne
scores.
is a 10, Vic Rattler.
Bloodborne is... Hey, they come out with that PC version, they fix They fixed the frame pacing. Hey.
Yeah, that's a 12.
Cyberpunk fixed.
I might have been a little too generous with Crysis 2. I don't remember the exact score I gave it, but I was also like
Crysis 2.
sick at that whole review event. So I think like, kind of like you're like fighting through the sickness to figure out how much you like a game. But at the same time, I think that there is just like I think there is a blowback to that game that it probably didn't deserve too. So it's kind of hard to figure that out.
We changed Bloodborne to a 10 when we all got fired. I changed it.
Who's this we?
I actually think I was a little too generous to Octopath Traveler as well. I think that should have been bumped down a bit.
Yeah.
Which one?
Octopath Traveler, I think I was too generous too. It's funny because I don't think I've said this before, but I was thinking about giving Nier Replicant a 10 because it's a 10 in my heart, but Blood was rightfully like, come on. And it was like, it was a good moment of where it's like, yes, all right, if I try to remove my feelings towards this game as much as I can, I think you're right.
Come on.
Speaking of Infinity, I was always nervous I was a little too close to the flame because I went to events. They like sent me, to stuff. I got like merch out of that, So I was like, all right, I want to be as judicious as possible. And then like Vinyaki chastised me on GT Live. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
He was like an 8. I'm like, it's like easy, bro. I think I
I
gave it an 8.2 or something. Like,
Right.
I think I gave 2.0 and 8.2 and then 3 and 8. And then the first one an 8.5. So they just kept, every year I was like, yikes. You're not,
Maybe
the
I could've
value
given-
was not there as it was before.
It's
But
funny, chat. You really think the graphical hiccups were what kept me from giving Breath of the Wild a 10?
There we go.
Like,
What was it?
You didn't watch the whole review, did you?
I cut it, didn't I? I don't remember, but I love that game.
yeah.
I'd give it a 10.
I'd give it a 10.
I would probably give it a 10, but I don't think that there's anything wrong with Damiani's score.
I don't either.
I fully support Damiani's
I fully support
score.
Damiani.
I fully support Damiani's score, but for the record,
But I disagree.
I think I would give Breath of the Wild a
It's
10.
an amazing game. It's ambitious, and what it did was right.
Well, also we weren't giving.
But it did
we were
something.
giving stars.
The
so.
series has done something
That's another
before
thing.
that was better, and it's not in there. And that doesn't make it a 10, in my opinion.
What, Dungeons?
Yeah.
I just also want to say,
Does not.
Damiani, that's
the
a great,
Divine Beasts
honestly.
are such a letdown to me.
Yeah.
That was enough.
It's really fair.
Patches-
That's the fairest criticism
Patches
there
fixed
is.
all the technical stuff. I
Straight
just
up.
wanted to point out the technical stuff so it didn't look like I was ignoring it, but then everyone thought that was the reason I docked it. I was like, wait, what? Where did I say I docked it for this? And then comments are funny.
Didn't you have to undock it to get the frame rate hiccups?
Yeah. Boom.
Oh, goodness.
I just want to say for the record, Easy Allies, Hollow Knight is officially a 10.
Yep.
You can take that statement from the bank.
Easiest
It
10.
is a 10 out of 10.
Such an easy
Hollow
10.
Knight
No,
is
we
a
never
10.
did.
We never reviewed it?
Such an easy 10. I only got to it in like 2019 or 2020.
Yeah, most of us played it later.
Yeah. Such a 10. It's not even close.
I should probably finish it.
Definitive
It is
10.
it is legitimately one of my favorite games.
Hell yeah. So good. Silksong win? Moving on.
Moving
I
on.
won't talk about it.
I feel
That's
really
a
bad that I
ban.
have
You
finished
bring up
it.
Silksong, that's a ban.
Yeah, don't look at me.
Yeah, I'll
For-
get right on it.
For what it is, Hollow Knight is actually like a pretty long meaty game.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's extremely long.
Yeah,
it's
20
super
plus,
long.
30 plus, yeah.
20 plus, 30 plus. Dude, try
Yeah.
like 60, bro.
Was it?
I
got through
put-
it pretty quick.
Yikes.
Did you get the real ending?
Yeah.
The only
Well,
way to get
I didn't do the
real ending
Godfall
is to
stuff or
do
whatever the
no
hell.
hit run against the hardest fucking gauntlet. And that's the only flaw with that game, is that the canonical ending's behind something like a handful of people in the world can beat. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
Makes it
pretty
even better.
Yeah,
pretty
that's, I
hard.
don't know. I respect it.
Bumping
I
up the
respect it.
score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess.
Canish Manning.
We didn't, with all the technical stuff, we didn't get the info right for the email today.
What?
We still had yesterday's info about the live message. Here, I'll show you.
What?
That field. Yeah, I just saw the title and changed the title.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
We usually
did
don't
it
mess
say
with that
where-
other field.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, I
mess with
changed
that.
it for the thing.
Yeah.
The guest post.
All right, next question comes in from Stomps. This has been my second E3 following EZA, and it especially hit me this time around how different the chat community is during big events like E3. It surprises me how much more negative the wider chat seems, and I'm curious if you all feel the same vibe.
Oh, for sure.
If so, have you felt the need to try and address it or go out of your way to curate a more similar love and respect type attitude or audience? Either way, I think you all are always passing the vibe check, and I'm just interested in your thoughts on handling different audiences. I mean, when we do like a group stream, for instance, right? Like, let's say we get anywhere between 500 and 800 viewers, just for the sake of argument. We do E3 that we're getting 7,000 people.
Yeah.
You know, it's just going to be different. I think our moderators are great. I think sub mode has really helped this year.
Yeah.
But like
Sub mode made everything better. Yeah,
you know, it's just gonna be different on some level. It can't always be the same.
I think you also not only just more people, but you have a lot of coming and going, which you usually don't have for a group stream. People like watch it because of us, or they'll watch it because of the game we're playing. Whereas like I imagine there's a lot of people that are just bouncing around between different streams to see what people are doing, and so just have people jumping in that don't know us or don't know what we're talking about, and have not been following the conversation, and so it can be kind of sporadic.
Yeah. Oh, we've definitely seen too, like just looking at chat logs here and there. That like there are certain people that like they pretty much only show up at times like E3.
Right.
So they'll check in. It'll be E3. They'll say what they're gonna say, and then they don't check in until the next E3.
It's like Christmas.
I do think though that E3 chat does like specify a very specific and common type of annoying internet person where like it's almost like they think they're cool for just shitting on everything.
Yeah.
And it's not even like you
They
can't be
absolutely
negative
think
or
that.
you
Absolutely.
it's not like you can't be negative or you can't have a strong negative opinion, but if you just like show up to say everything sucks, it's like what do you even do? Like
Yeah.
it's just not you just don't seem like a fun person to be around.
Yeah. How does it feel to just make the world worse?
Yeah.
I remember Smosh had a GTA thing they did every week, and they banked those like so far in advance. And so I remember they invited me over. Like that was like one of the first things I said when we went to Defy, and I bumped into Smosh, and I was like, "Oh, your GTA thing! I would love if you ever have an opening. I would like all I gotta do is walk down the hall and play GTA with you." And I recorded it, but it didn't go live for like 2 months later, and they just sent me a random email, and I'm like, "Oh, that went up. That's cool." And it'd been up for 24 hours. I was like, "Ah, what do people thought?" I went to the YouTube comments and like almost like vomited on my desk. I was like, "Oh my!" Like it was just like every single comment was just mean, toxic, mean. Like the banter that we try to establish, I think, is one of the core parts of Easy Allies, is us measuring like how much can we make fun of each other for it. You know, we don't want to be irresponsible, but we want to, we want to, goof around and have a good time. And, like none of that was there. It was literally all like, Joven said what to So Hinky? And just like like. I was there too. Did anybody? So like, I word searched Brandon and like nothing. I was like, all right, good thing I guess starts. See you later.
Yeah, YouTube is where the shit really gets.
So
bad.
so it just I don't know. Shout out to our community. Makes me happy to.
Shout out to Bloodworth for like wading through like. There was some nasty shit going on some of my videos.
Just doing the podcast.
Bloodworth is the front line of defense.
Bloodworth. He has a psyche that can withstand that sort of punishment.
It's like the
Bloodworth, legit in the trenches, saying, "Bring it."
Chat needs more hands.
No, I'm not saying bring it.
Not bring it. Don't bring it. Keep it away.
Can't let hand checks go.
Remember that.
We'll bring it back next year. Don't worry.
Sometimes I think I picture blood in my head as a firefighter.
Oh yeah. Just spraying off like bigots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Next question comes in from Jesse Blue.
Hi.
Hello, allies. Glad you're back in the studio and can share each other with affection. My question is this. Are you still serious about playing Final Fantasy XI as Together We RPG? Because I would love to see that. I'm sure other fans would too. With respect, Jesse.
Hey, if we can make that show out of that'd be awesome.
I don't know if it'll be Together We RPG, but there is definitely we are serious about playing Final Fantasy XI together. It's just scheduling it has been a little tricky. We've been trying to schedule it, and we just haven't found the right time yet. And it doesn't help that I'm going to be going back home for a couple of weeks. But
behind the scenes, we were gonna maybe even try this Friday, but I have like a family barbecue going.
Yes.
Yeah. So this one's on me on that Friday.
I tried to get it for Friday, but Huber has something going on, and so like we're definitely interested about it. There are multiple allies that are super excited about it.
Mm-hmm. Shortcuts on the desktop. A little notepad document called FF11 info.
Okay, I'm gonna
Taro created on Ragnarok. What's up?
I'm gonna give you
look at that, dude. I forgot. Just walking around that game was like.
Yeah. No.
Because I wanted to.
How do I open the menu?
I wanted to move the camera with the mouse, and I was like, wait, why isn't it?
It's so weird.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's so weird.
I was just using. Like this is.
I want to give you a behind the scenes.
2004. Like
look at Easy Allies, June 20th, 8:57 p.m. Brandon, no words, shows me a JPEG of Final Fantasy 11 in solid.
Well, play online specifically.
We'll play. Yeah. Same thing. I say 11:35 p.m. The joy this gives me is indescribable. So yes, we
But
do
had it
want to make
finished
it
installing
happen.
by that time.
Right. But yeah, we'll get to it, but it'll be a while.
Yeah.
Maybe a month or two. Don't sweat it.
Yeah, I really wanted to get it done this week, but I don't think it's going to happen this week. But yes, we are thinking about it. We are talking about it. So hopefully we can pull it together.
I love that it's like a dedicated walk button. So if you don't want to run, you just like hit walk. And Taratar's like legs are really wide apart. So Taratar is like, they have the cutest little walks. I like the design of that game.
Next question comes in from Ryan Curtin. Congratulations, allies. You've made it to an advanced old age and lived a long, fruitful life. Now, like our current state, sadly, your time on Earth is coming to an end. Thanks to advancing technologies, you have some interesting options on how to spend the end of your journey or perhaps to prolong it. Of note is your questionable mental health due to, well, advanced aging.
Sure.
Okay.
Fair.
You can relive truly your memories in a form of advanced AR that make you feel as though you're really in the moment. Do you spend your final days losing yourself in nostalgia and reliving the greatest moments of your life? Or 2, do you implant your consciousness in a robot body hoping to live forever?
Yes!
In mind, this technology is
Watch
experimental,
her
dangerous,
videos? I mean,
and
all
your
I
mind
want.
is exactly, it's sharp, and your mind isn't exactly at sharpest anymore. Do you take the chance of ending up like Destiny's gunsmith, Banshee 44?
Altered carbon up in here.
All I want is to be like a slightly crazy immortal AI. Like, please!
Altered carbon.
So,
Kovac.
how would that be different from now?
Right. I have
You
this
and me,
neat
Captain,
prison
are
bed.
both out of time.
Whatever gets me closer to piloting a Gundam. I
Yes, dude. It'll happen.
I would probably be a sucker though for the nostalgia thing. Says the guy who goes to Disneyland like 10 times a year. You know,
I wouldn't want to relive a second of this
Fair.
nightmare.
Brandon, you know what would make me laugh so hard? Is if, like, you go to this AR thing.
just go to Disneyland. The whole
No, you don't go to Disneyland. You specifically go to, like, the launch of Disney Infinity.
Yeah. I go back. Well, some of that was at Disneyland. So it's all. Everything's just really floating around that game in my life, you know.
I've seen too many dark movies. I'm not doing either of these.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're just gonna
When it's
die?
my time, it's my time.
Man.
Straight
I
up.
respect it.
Yeah, I respect it.
Our last question comes in from D. Tenchi. Hi, allies. It was fun watching you guys rank the alphabet, but I think you guys did C dirty.
I was pissed
Duh.
I wasn't here for this.
Yeah, we did Blood Bowl last season, and that's
I
rough.
heard that too.
No,
I heard
sorry.
Q got shafted too.
It's a solid A tier. Where would society be if we didn't have thick with 2 C's or snack with 2 C's? You want an S sound? You want a K sound? Get your letter that does both.
Get
C
you a letter.
is for cookie that's good enough for me. Now for the question. What were you doing the last time you got caught doing something you weren't supposed to be doing?
That had nothing to do with.
That's great.
What?
I like that this.
I have one insight.
That's the only tier maker critique we got.
I know.
You'd think we'd get more.
I don't
Um,
have an answer to this.
Let's be honest. This is not the only time you've caught me doing. What is the line?
I went to
This
like
is not the worst thing you've caught me
I
doing.
went to dry my hands with the paper towels because the this is at my house. The cloth thing was like visibly like the rag was visibly like
Towel?
the towel. My goodness, the towel was visibly
Towel, yeah.
the towel.
The rag.
The towel
The diaper.
Wait for a diaper to
The
come
diaper.
out.
was visibly like scuffed. It had like oil, grease, like this thing was dirty. So I was like, all right, this time I'll use like a paper towel. And I've done it in the past, and I like drip water on the whole paper towel thing. And Beth just comes into the kitchen and sees me doing it, and I'm just like wiping my hand, just completely caught in the act. I'm just like, the towel is dirty. It's just, she's like, don't do that. It's a waste of paper, and like use the paper towel or the towel. I mean,
That's
You
funny.
you made me think of something because sometimes I'll be eating dinner with my wife, and like I'll drop a little bit of food on the ground, and the first thing I do is I look at my wife to see if she saw me drop something on the ground, and if I have to worry about it. And every time she does, yeah.
Sophia gets after me because when I wash my face, I do it like because I learned how to wash my face from like Zest commercials or whatever. So like I always just go like like a slow motion like.
You don't have to learn how to wash your face though. Like,
But I mean, I don't know what I do. I'm trying my damnedest, but I just get water everywhere, and she's so pissed about it.
Amanda
Even when I'm trying,
Amanda doesn't do that, but the act of like taking the water and splashing your face, she does it like 48 times.
Oh, I do it so
I'm just
much.
like,
You gotta get all the soap on.
yeah, of course.
Straight up.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Why it takes 40. I'm racking my brain. Trying to think.
Soak a towel.
Yeah, maybe things have just been too boring. Yeah, this is good. I haven't got caught. Yeah, maybe that was just it. I haven't got caught yet. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Like, no, got away with that. Got away with that. There you go.
there you go.
That's the Q&A.
That's the Q&A.
Woo!
June 2021.
Yeah.
June 2020. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought 20 was the day,
Oh.
and then I'm like, that's not right.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I don't worry about
Birthday.
days. I'm
At least I know what a towel's called.
Yeah.
yeah, but at least he doesn't. He knows how to wash his face.
I couldn't. What's the? I couldn't
My
think of.
face gets very clean. The bathroom just gets very wet.
Right.
I couldn't think of the word for a broom one time, Isla. I was like the sweeping thing.
The sweeping thing.
The sweeper.
Well, I get that with Milo because sometimes he'll grab an object around the house and I'm like, oh, that's a. I've never called that anything. I don't think.
Yeah.
Like, what was
Who the hell is that?
but like I can't even think of it now. But you have like a short unit. You'd have a little broom and a little like scoop bin. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Dustbin?
dustbin. I guess. There's a lot of different terms for it. But it was that word. I was like,
I put my hands on the rag.
The cloth, the rag. That's what I love. Because Sophia's Norwegian, so like they have words for stuff that we don't have.
sure.
So like for zoning out, when you've got that thing. Apparently they call it a goat stare.
Goat
Which I think is perfect.
That is
It's
great.
perfect. And they have a word for the way the air is before a thunderstorm.
Nice.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
is like such a lovely
Totally.
quality of the air.
German is like that as well. German's
Yeah.
got some fun words. Where you're like, oh, hadn't thought to call that something.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Germans came up with dozens upon dozens of words, like
Well, in
new
German
words
you
during
can-
the pandemic. Yeah.
In German you can smash words together. Somebody did a
Japanese.
it was
has
like
that
a
lot, too.
dictionary of forgotten words or something, but they're all fake. I think Sonder was one of them. But like they're all words for things that you don't realize that English doesn't have a word for. It's really cool. Look it up.
That was the bonus bit for the Q&A.
Who's gonna
we're gonna
stand
group
up
stream and what?
and turn off the computer?
And playing some golf.
Golf in an hour,
Yeah,
baby.
baby.
If we could figure out how to make our thing work.
Yeah.
Actually, Dummy and I already have a plan, so it's fine.
Plane.
Nice. The plane goes into
We're
effect.
gonna use two Elgatos.
And you're going to get to see it break in less than an
live
hour.
Real time.
on camera.
Don't miss out. Thanks, man. For
Yeah.